What's going on, y'all? I'm Bokeh Bob, and today we're going to do an HMX tier list. All right, HMX tier list. First off the bat, my favorite switch. We're getting out of the way. Shin highs. Say hello. Twitch and YouTube, say hello. All right, we already talked about the Shin highs. My favorite switch, best overall sounding switch. High pitch, clacky, full, sounds good on any plate material. Shin highs are top tier. Head gasket, thank you very much for the first time chat. I hope you're having a great evening. No, these aren't going to be ranked in order. No particular order. Any of the S tier switches I would put in any one of my boards. My second favorite, we're going with the cheese. Again, any board or plate. I wouldn't say they're as full sounding as the Shin highs or the cheeses. That doesn't mean they're thin. They're just not as full sounding. And they're a almost standard 3-point. I think it's labeled at 3.9 millimeters, but people say they vary from like 3.8 to 3.9. Send in the clouds, Craig. Thanks for the first time chat, and thank you again for the follow. Yeah, my favorite, I would say my favorite keyboard in my collection, I have these in. Maybe, that's hard to, that's a tough take. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. Head gasket, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a good night. All right. Fourth S tier switch. There's another S tier switch. There's five of these switches I think are S tier. Can we take a guess? Is it gonna be? Oh, y'all know what the next S tier is. Oh, is it gonna? It's the Sunset Gleams. The Sunset Gleams are probably the loudest HMX switch, the highest pitch HMX switch, at least from what I've tested. They're not as full as the Shin highs. They're not as full as the clouds, I don't think, but they're a great switch. I had them in the Drift Mechanics Clara, and the board was a dream. It was on a palm plate. It was lovely. I also put those in. I put these in the DR70F from Daring Run on an aluminum plate with a sandwich mount. And again, the board sounded like it was a $300 to $400 board when it was a $100 board. It was amazing. Thank you for the follows on YouTube, y'all. The other cool thing about these is they come with a freaking awesome box. We can't see it right now. So they come with this awesome box. A freaking container to carry them on. I don't have them in a board right now, which is unfortunate. And they come with a switch puller too, which it's not terrible. I just prefer the other one I have. Shallow says 300 gleams and I already need more. I was thinking about ordering more, to be honest. All right, these are available at Swag Keys for 28 cents a switch. The gleams are right now. Oh, they're ducks there. Okay, makes sense because they're actually called ducks. I think Unikeys changed the name because they didn't want them associated with Rama, which I don't blame them. Okay. This is probably going to be a hot take. I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me on this one, but my fifth and final S tier HMX switch is the Jammie. The Jammie is a fire switch. It's actually what I have right now in this W1AT. They're again another high. Most of the HMX switches are clacky and high pitch. These ones are a little more tame, still clacky. They still have a good pop to them. I would say out of all 5 of these switches in S tier, they're probably the quietest, but they're not quiet at all. I really like them, and they look great. They have the usually milky top switches. I don't like that much because they're too deep for my liking, but for some reason these just sound great. Keepscape, yes, HMX tier list. Compliments of your boy Keyboard Dad. What up, Eric? Derek, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Hope you're having a good night. Appreciate the shout out for Keepscape. All right. Now I'll just get into picking switches and put them where I think they go. Don't take this personal. You have to remember that these are per my personal liking. Everyone has different likings. Or everyone prefers different sound signatures. Been lurking for the past hour, getting stuff done. All right, so I have these switches in my Matrix Lab Navi. Love them. Love the way they sound. I wouldn't rank them in S tier because they're a little deeper than the others, but I still love the way they sound. We're going with the Deep Navies. Deep Navies A tier. It's so hard to compare these because they really are so close, like in terms of sound signature. When you put them side by side, when you put them side by side, like the variances between the two are extremely small. Like most switches, though. I mean, I wouldn't say most switches. HMX, in my opinion, if you're a fan of high pitch clack, HMXs are by far the best, unless you're stuck on MX Blacks. They're better than Neons. I'd say probably all A and S tiers are better than Neons, in my opinion. Better than Obscuras. This is again my opinion. All right, second. I'm not gonna stay in A tier. Let's just go down the list. Milky Whites, right? These are Milky Whites. Yeah, Milky Whites. I have these in my Neo 80. They sound great. However, they're not my style of sound. They're one of the deeper sounding HMX switches, which isn't bad. I wouldn't put them in D tier. I'm going to put them in C tier. I wouldn't personally put any HMX switch in a D tier. I feel like D tier is like there's something wrong with the switch, or it's a silent or something like that. It just doesn't suit my profile. The switch overall is great. It's just a deeper sounding milky topped switch. I like the way they sound in my Neo too. Okay, so these are the pearls, I believe. I haven't tried these. I think these are Swag Keys pearls. Have not tried these, so we'll look up a sound test in a little bit. Same here. These are garnets, I believe. HMX garnets, Swag Keys. Haven't tried them. These are the macaroons. Again, haven't tried them. We'll look up a sound test. Pearl is basically a Hyacinth V2. We'll look them up. I'm sure there's going to be videos on them. HMX Swift. I have these in my DR70F right now. I've tried them in the Envoy on a palm plate. They sounded significantly better in the Envoy on the palm plate than they did on an Alu plate sandwich mount. They sounded much deeper on the Alu plate sandwich mount as they did, which was weird because palm plates usually you get a deeper sound out of. However, we're going C tier. Swifts are C tier. My personal reason is too low a pitch for me. Very similar to the Milky Whites. I'd say they're probably a little louder than the Milky Whites. But C tier. It's solid switch, but too deep for my liking. And as you can tell from my personal preference, I like a really high pitch switch. So yeah, the deeper switches are going to be lower on my tier list. Okay, Hyacinth V2U, have not tried. We'll look up a sound test. Kang Lang V2s. Okay. What do I have these in right now? Do I have these in some? I think I have. No, I don't have these in anything right now. I had them in my DR70F, and I did not like the way they sounded with the alu plate. However, they are a very deeper. This is the deepest sounding HMX switch, and in no way do I think it's a bad switch. I will recommend this switch to anyone that likes deepy, thocky, PE foam switch. One of the first questions I ask somebody when they say, "Hey, what switch do you recommend? Which HMX switch do you recommend?" I ask them if they like high pitch, middle of the road, or thocky low pitch. And anyone that likes that low thocky pitch, I recommend the Kang Langs. It is the deepest HMX switch. Deeper than a Jammie. A Jammie ain't deep at all. At least the Jammies that I have aren't deep. These aren't deep. I like my switches to moan. So, considering how deep they are, and I personally don't like deep switches, I'm going to put them in the C tier. However, keep in mind, they're not a bad switch. It's still a great switch. I just don't like that sound profile, personally. Don't take it to heart. All right, next up, Topaz. The Topaz, let's see, I had these in the Envoy, and I think that's all I had them in. And they were solid switches. I would say they're deeper than the Jammies, even though I think a lot of people say they're super high pitched, but to me, they didn't sound as good or as full as the Jammie. But I am going to put the Topaz in A tier. I like it, but it just doesn't have the little edge that all these 5 in S tier have. It doesn't have that pop that I like to call it the HMX upstroke pop, where when you're on a palm PP nylon plate, it gets a nice pop sound signature when you're on the upstroke. I love Topaz. I put them in A myself. Yeah, I like Topaz. Topaz sounded a bit thin to me. Okay. I thought they were definitely thinner than the Jammies. That's why I like the Jammies more than the Topaz myself. Okay, so Macchiato, have not tried. Listen to a sound test. What are these? The Lotus? I think these are the Lotus, right? I haven't tried these either. So we'll listen to a sound test. Now, Hyacinth V2U, or just the V2s. I have these in my Purple Austin on a carbon fiber plate, and I think it sounds magnificent. However, it's not magnificent enough to be an S tier. So I would put the V2s in A tier. Our B tier is very lonely right now. Maybe I just need to do this. Let's just do this. I think putting them in C tier might be a smack in the face to HMX, whereas I have not tried an HMX switch that is mechanically bad or just a bad switch. It's just my sound preferences. You got to keep in mind that this is all my personal sound preferences. All right. So V2s, A tier, high pitch. I would say they're probably as loud as like Shinhais and Cheeses and Clouds, but they're not as full. They're slightly more thin. What's up, Dirty Gingy? I agree with that, Keepscape. I'd say, like, in terms of stock switches, you can't go wrong with any HMX switch. You just have to find out which one suits your personal sound preference. All right. So these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have not personally tried. I thought there was 7 that I haven't tried. Oh, the Poro. Poro's not on here. Did I join at the time of an HMX tier list? You did, Dirty Ginger. You did. So these 6 I haven't tried. I haven't tried the Poros either. I do have the Macchiatos, and I believe the Lotus is on the way to me. I have to check my email. I know from the sound tests that I've heard from Macchiatos, I like them. And I know other people that have used them that I have the same sound preference as really like them and say they slap just as good as the Shin highs. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look up a sound. Shout out to my boy Keepscape. We're going to check out his Macchiato sound test. Let's see how this is built. Plateless. That's plateless? That's really... Hey, Mom, hurry, quick. You wild, dude. All right, I'm not going to judge it off of one sound test, right? I think those sound really good, especially plateless. Usually a plateless board is more deeper than it is clacky. Oh, he's got the flex at the back end. Can we take a moment to appreciate the watch swag? Hey. All right, let's check out another one. Let's see if I know any of these people. This is Unikey's die. Unikey's official. Keep Taro. Ooh, sheesh. All right. Are you doing the mods next? Yeah. That spacebar sounds good. Forever Fish. Hey, you said it on board, not me. Yeah, a lot of HMXs are out of stock because everyone keeps buying them up. All right. So just from... Oh, look at what's in stock right now. Okay, just from listening to those 2 sound tests, what y'all think? Okay, it's hard for me to make this decision. It is, Dirty. It is. DCS Relegitables. Sorry. If you want to. Boom. It's hard for me to do since I have not personally used them, but just from those 2 sound tests, I'm putting those in the S tier. Is that an agreement? Yeah, they're all R1. That's where they belong. No, DZS Releginables are all R1. Oh, look at that. Okay, I picked right then, right? The crowd off and get back to talking. How is my video on Shinhai's going to show up if I'm looking up pearls? Here we go. I think is okay. So let's do the swag keys official. We'll do the swag keys official. These are quiet. It doesn't say if it has foam or not. I'll be able to tell just by the sound test if it has foam or not. No, it doesn't have foam. They don't sound terrible, but the PVT keycaps are probably what's holding that back. Keyboard Dad, thoughts and prayers on HMX pearls. I think you've tried them. Clouds, KBD Craft Atom with the pearls. Mode Envoy with pearls. Here we go. This guy's got 68 subscribers. I'm going to throw him a sub. Plate and case foam with GMK. Check my vid on them. I put them in the tempo. Okay. Do you have it on YouTube? Or do you have it on just Insta? Am I sub to you on here? Yeah, I'm sub to you on here. Why aren't they showing up? Oh, it's because it's a short. It's probably because it's a short. Lyle, hello, hello, hello. What's up, Lyle Day Wild? That's a great name. Macchiato, cat mints, blue. Here we go, right here. The HMX Deep Navy should be getting restocked. I'd say within a month or so. Yeah, that's loud. Let me turn it down a little. I think I like them. I like the way they sound. I don't think they're like blow me away S tier. It sounds like an A tier type of switch. Almost a little scratch to them, right? All right. Not bad. Just a feature of them. Yeah. Judging from that sound test, they're clacky. They don't sound super thin. They have a little scratch to them. I'll put them in A tier just from that video. I think A tier is fine. You got garnets too? You a garnet? Cat mints. Macchiatos. What was that one? Topaz. Swifts. What is this one? Cheese. Bochis. Yalasulos. Deep Navies. No garnet? Okay. Dude, Norse is such a good set. Dirty Gingy. Here we go. Look at this. Our boy Keepscape coming through in clutch. He's got Botanical R2. You can tell by the jacked up caps lock that pisses me off every time I put it on a keyboard. I keep talking myself out of them because the international kit was a little scuffed and sold out. Are you a user of the international kit? That's probably why. Let's see. PC plate. Meh. But no foams. Botanical. Garnets. Oh, those are loud. They seem very thin. Why is this so loud? So it feels right to have it as Norwegian with Elder Utharkers. Okay. What's your thoughts and prayers on the garnets? I feel like they're a higher pitch sounding switch, which I would like, but they seem thin, and I take it's probably because of the PC housing. Top housing's PC. Neo 65. It could be the PC plate too, though. PC plates tend to have that like plasticky thin sound to them, at least in my to my ears. Do we have any other Mode Envoy with HMX garnets? GMK Lunar. We'll do this one. What's the plate? Alu plate. See, even Alu, they still kind of, at least in these this sound test, they sound kind of thin too. I think I've heard enough. Off with the head. I'm gonna put them to B tier. Just they seem like a little. They seem a little thin to me. I need some meat to my Switch. That's what she said. I mean, yeah. PC used to be your favorite play. Hey, I mean, if it's your favorite, it's your favorite. I personally don't like it. It's all preference. When it comes to this hobby, it's all preference. All right, 3 more Switches. Let's do the macaroons. Let's check out the macaroons.
Nice.
That's really loud in my ears. Noise. I'm gonna go until this board shouldn't be foamed up. It's a F1. I don't even think it comes with foam. What keycaps are on this? Fuji. Okay. Okay, I can deal with this. Seem very quiet, no? Yeah, they sound really quiet. The macaroons aren't knocking. You've used them, right? I know. I think I've seen you use them in boards. Yeah. Next. Let's try another Unikeys. Yeah, they sound the same. That was an F1 with an aluminum plate, and this is a KBD8X Mark III 1.2 millimeter. That's why alu plate. No foam. Let's see. Keep Taro? Should we use Keep Taro? Oh, keyboard dad right here. Oh, it's got PE foam. It's got PE foam. Back in the day buffet, dude. What happens if I thumbs down that video? No, I'm just kidding. It was palm plate, PE foam. Let's try Keep Taro. He's a HMX god. This is PBT. It's got foam. Dang. Class 60? Hey, I had MM hit me up. Maybe I might, maybe I'll be able to, thinking they might send me a class 80 possibly. Possibly. Not 100% sure on that. Don't take me that. Don't take me up on that. FR4 plate? This actually doesn't sound that bad. It's got case foam in it. I think I've heard enough. iPhone 11 camera. Mic, whatever this is. No idea. All right. I've heard enough. We're going to go back to our tier list. Macaroons, D. D tier. No, I'm kidding. I will put them in B tier also. Y'all think that's fair to say? They seem pretty light. They don't fit my sound profile. Oh, those are the Lotus. Sorry, macaroons. All right. Moving on. V2Us, the perpy boys. Goose. Goose. Kinetic Labs. Keep Taro again. Come on. None of the homies are up here with V2Us. Keepscape. I don't think Shiloh's used Keep2Us. Keyboard Dad, do you have a sound test of V2U? Here we go. QK60. No foam. Let's see. It just says ABS double shot. It doesn't say what brand. No foams, alu plate. Looks like some. Oh, that sounds super thin. Could be the keycaps though. Don't use my sound. It's horrible. Fair. I don't like this next sound test. That sounds really thin. Here you go. Arc 60 is a solid board. This guy has a very loud mic. Palm plate. No, that's not a palm plate. Let's see. Alu plate with PPT keycaps. Blech. It'll probably still sound good. I'll check the frog here in a second. Yeah, they sound something. What was it? You said it was a frog? Frog TKL. Carbon fiber plate. Okay, here we go. We got carbon fiber plate. Did it say no foam? Doesn't even say what keycaps. Yeah, a lot of room reverb here too. They need to turn their noise gate on. I feel like they sound thin. I feel like they're more thinner sounding. Should we look for one more, or should we just? I'm just gonna rank it. I'm gonna also put these in B. And honestly, most of these ones that I'm just hearing from sound tests. It's probably because it's not the ideal sound test. I mean, it's hard to judge stuff from sound tests anyway. It gets you an idea of what it sounds, but not the exact of what you would sound in person. All right. We don't want to see that. We want to see the Lotus. This is gonna be our last one. Here we go. Keepscape in the Tomo. What's up, Z? Oh. PP plate. I'm like, wow. You want me to show you my Norse keyboard, Dirty? I'll show you my Norse keyboard. I like these. I do like these. The O-ring mount really brings the sound forward. That spacebar sounded great. All right. Let me find one more. Neo 80, no cotton. What the fuck is cotton? What does that mean? KBT fans TET, no foam. What's the keycaps though? Doesn't say. I can't really tell. It's kind of blown out. don't like that sound test. What's up, Jack? You know what? No, I don't know what. Tell me what. Mode Lotus switch. Mode. Oh. I was like, what the heck is a mode Lotus switch? All right. So Keepscape's sound test sounded great. It's not it. You look like a type of person who would make a very good subject to watch through to watch through Raccoon City streets, by the way. I know that has something to do with I forget the name of that video game. But yeah, that video game. So from Keepscape sound test, I'm gonna put these in A tier. Resident Evil take. Yeah, Resident Evil take. That's a Resident Evil take. Okay, to finish off my HMX tier list. This is my HMX tier list. Take it as you please. If you like the way my personal keyboards sound, then you would like the way your keyboards sound. This is my tier list. And argue with me in the comments if you'd like. Bokeh Bob out.